Hey everyone, this is Raj and Suvi. This is the first podcast for Beats Decoded. Let's
Yes.
Suvi, why don't you give a little intro of yourself?
First of all, I've never done a podcast in my life before, so this is wonderful. Raj is making me work through my fears, not around my fears.
Through them,
So,
right
yeah,
through
we're
them.
through them. Through them is the way we're going to do it. But so far, everything is good. My name is Suvi. I am a singer, songwriter, DJ. I work in the music world. I've been doing this for 18 years now. God damn it. That just revealed my age, didn't it?
18 short years,
18 years of
almost
life,
almost 2 decades.
almost 2 decades. So I know quite a bit about this world, like the Eastern world as well as the Western world, right? Like India and America. And yeah, here we are today with Beats Decoded, and
Why is it
let's see
called
where it
Beats
goes.
Decoded? Why Beats
Well,
Decoded?
it's well, Beats Decoded because we're trying to do something that brings in the music aspect into the software aspect of people's world, and we figured that Beats Decoded kind of makes sense in the situation. Yep.
So Suvi and her husband came to visit here in Santa Barbara this past weekend, and Suvi was
Which
like,
was
"Hey,
yesterday, day before yesterday,
day before yesterday, not too long ago."
not too long.
And, and Suvi was like, "Hey, I got this great idea," and I'm like, "Yeah, sure, whatever, whatever." And she's like, "You got to sign an NDA." I'm like, "Definitely not happening. Definitely not happening." I was like, "That's not the way to go. You need to be like just out there with your idea." And then I started going through her idea. I'm like, "Oh, damn, this is actually pretty damn good."
Oh, thank you. I was like, I
So
don't want to be wasting his time.
So I was like, let's go and put this out there for everyone to see, building a business from ideation, execution, and then hopefully making money, right?
Yep,
Whether
that's
we
the
go the
goal.
route of venture capital, angels, whatever. How do you build a business with, you start with just an idea, right? And
Hmm.
even you have no funding, just an idea. What do you do, right? And so my feedback to you was like, well, you need to tap into your network, right? Like,
Yeah,
and the question was like, well, what's a network? And like, well, it's like the people that'll help you, right?
right.
They believe in you, they believe in your idea, and they'll help you. So I'm in Subi's network. So I was like, all right, Subi, we're gonna do a podcast, and we're gonna just we're gonna document everything along the way. So anybody else that wants to, that's an idea. How do they leverage into all the great open source tools out there, AI tools out there that are free for the most part, or very cheap for the most part? How do you create a whole business with minimal amount of people, minimal amount of funding to generate something awesome, right? And so,
From the idea, just
yeah,
the idea.
the
Hmm.
seed, a seed of a mustard seed. How do you turn it into a big tree?
Yeah, yep. And let me just put it out there. I have no idea beyond the idea.
Mm,
But I'm pretty, I have strong conviction and a strong intuition about this being of immense help to the music community, especially having been in this industry for so long. I've seen the transition, being signed with Sony Music in India and then being dropped and then moving to America to learn the music business and going back to India to my people to talk about, hey, there are these things that you need to do to protect yourself from the big labels, the big guns.
mm,
But as an independent artist, so many of them are devoid of that knowledge, and a lot
mm,
of people bank on that absence of knowledge. So for me, the idea for the seed sprouted from the concept of helping independent musicians like myself. Like, I want to help myself first, and then provide that net to everybody else out there, younger generation especially, because they're so goddamn lucky with all the resources that's available right now. Like, if this
mm.
was available 18 years ago, dude.
No, you had what? You had phone books. You can open a
Yeah,
phone book
phone
and start
book. I
calling
didn't even
people.
have a phone. My dad didn't even buy me a phone. I had to save up money to buy my own first phone.
Mhm, mhm.
So yeah,
Well,
we've come a long way.
all right. So why don't we go into, as I'm looking at our agenda here. So I have the wrong logo. I couldn't figure out how to change it in StreamYard wherever this way in the corner, here
Yeah,
corner.
yeah, I see it.
We're going to change that to the Beats Decoded one for the next, once I can figure it out. Uh, but this is a separate podcast from my other business. We were doing a podcast for Upmortem called the R&R Show, where we just, Daniel, your husband, was on there, and we did a episode. I'm sure you didn't watch it because you wanted to
Oh
watch it.
yeah, I mean, I didn't watch it. I just put it together that this was it. Yeah,
So
yeah,
supportive
I
wife.
heard him go through it.
Yeah. So we're gonna go. Let's go through. I have the link from your pitch deck. So
Yes.
why don't we have this like, I'm a investor. You're pitching to me. You have the link. I have the link if you want me to pull it up.
Yeah, I have it. Oh, you can put it up here?
So you pull it up, and then there's the present button right in the
Oh,
middle.
you're talking about your English on the live, huh?
Let me do it because I think you're doing it from your phone, right?
Yeah.
So
I
let
should have
me
put it
pull
on
it.
my laptop. I'm sorry.
Yeah, next one, let's do the podcast on the laptop. Pull up, let me pull up the pitch deck. And it is in my messages. Got it. All right, sharing my screen. So I'm moving some windows around here. All right, present. So you just tell me when you want me to move to the next thing.
Yeah,
So
cool.
Windows, sync together. All right. Can I do full screen here? Well, you see it, right? So go ahead.
Yeah.
Start.
Yeah. All right. So we have Sing Together. First of all, this is a placeholder name. So depending on what you want to call it, if you have better ideas, I'm very open to that. But Sync Together came together from the concept of, like sync licensing being something that I'm very passionate about. And what is sync licensing? Sync licensing is basically when you add audio and sync it with video on TV shows and movies, everything that we watch these days and consume these days, everything has music behind it. How does that process happen? That is called sync licensing. You license the music from an artist and put it on to your shows, right? So that is something I'm very passionate about right now, and I think that's there's a lot of information, a lot of wealth, actually, like actual money for artists to tap into that resource. So that's kind of where I started with this journey. And then I realized that not too many people, especially not too many independent artists, have knowledge about this. And especially in the eastern part of the world, in India especially, like there's no knowledge about the sync licensing world. So I wanted to educate independent artists about what sync licensing is, how you can be a part of it, how you can make money close, like, just make that your 9 to 5 and make close to $9,000, $10,000 a month. So that's what I've been working towards. And I figured as I learn the process, why not impart and share the knowledge to everybody else? So I'm just one step ahead, you guys. I'm not like a classic sync licensing mogul. I'm learning it. And as I'm learning it, I want to impart it. And that brought me back to Sync Together. I was like, all right, as we learn and do this, why don't we all sync together and help the community build each other, learn from each other, and present a platform that is a virtual record label to young artists or older artists, it doesn't matter. We are very inclusive and help the community out. So that's where the idea came to be a comprehensive platform for music creators. Next slide, please. So yeah, we're going to talk about the most viable aspects of it, the elevator pitch, key features, why I think there is a space for this concept in the market. I am a big fan of gamifying everything. Everything has to be a game. I know I mentioned my age in the beginning, but I'm still a kid at heart. So I wanted to bring that concept into the platform because I believe that anything that is interactive rather than just one side consumption is way more, it gets into your brain a lot better and stays there longer as opposed to just, yes.
By the way, Suvi, I actually started a company in the past called Cloud Caption. We created a product called User Infuser, and it was all about gamification. So points, leaderboards, what have you. So I'm very much fine
Yes.
with the gamification aspect.
Oh my God, I just got goosebumps. Okay, also I'm very spiritual, so I tried to put that into the platform, but I've not yet figured that aspect out.
Soon
But
enough,
like,
we'll introduce God mode. Yeah,
say that again?
we'll introduce God mode into the
Oh
platform.
yes. Oh my God, there we go. I love this. So yes, the other aspects, I'm talking about crowd sync over here, sync shop. These are all platforms that I have individually accessed from different um websites to build my own music career, my own brand. So I wanted to kind of bring it all into one space. So even if we are aggregating it with third party platforms, I wanted it to be a home base. I want a home base for Sync Together to kind of have these options for artists who sign up, because that is, as an artist, something that's the most overwhelming when we have to figure out what to do, what we have to what we have to do to set ourselves apart from the rest of the clutter out there, right? So CrowdSync, as you're building the community, learning and studying and sharing, you already have the community that wants to support you, wants to share what you have going on out there. Sync Shop is building your merch, building all the products that you want to put out there to propagate your brand further. And then just regular innovative ideas that we can, take this a step further and build on. And yeah, so next slide, please. We can keep going. Oh, I am not able to see that. So here we go. Yeah, so basically the concept for me is I like things to be simple, but I have the tendency to make things complicated. And I believe that's a very musician trait. So, with that being said, the core values of this platform is going to be something that is similar to, say, Instagram or Facebook, where you have your user profiles, but it will focus mostly on musicians and their skills, and it's a portfolio for you to basically present to anyone. So it's like your business card, right? Instead of going and searching on Google for, hey, what does Suvi do? Like everything popping out there individually on different websites, you just send this to somebody and it shows everything that you've done, everything that you can do, all the services you provide, all of the portfolios that you've built so far, and your brand. Your brand is basically just presented on one beautiful platform, keeping it very simple. And I also wanted to bring in the aspect of using metadata, since all of these songs that you put out there already have metadata inscribed onto them. We can use metadata to search for particular genres or particular flow of production, music production, any of those things. Like metadata can also be used by the music supervisors who are looking for music to be put onto their platform. So just from the user profile itself, a lot of information can be obtained for almost like a one-stop shop for someone who's looking either for an artist or for music or your product or for just brand. We can even like start incorporating branding deals. These are all just different options for a musician to make income from, right? So we will make a profile that is all of this in one spot, making it, yeah, the base, like we talked about, gamification and having your calendar so that you can again, present that one link to someone, and if someone wants to book you or have make an appointment for consultations with you, it's all on there. It's basically like your biodata, but very interactive. So those are the the main viable um, concepts that we have on the platform. Thanks. Nice picture, right? I generated that.
Was that using which platform?
Tom, the one the presentation is
Oh, okay.
on. I actually
Nice.
really like Tom. So we have the elevator pitch. I'm just going to read this because it's written down pretty perfectly. Sing Together is a virtual record label that levels the playing field for every music maker by providing the tools to master their craft, connect with pros, and access lucrative opportunities. Our inclusive community transforms passion into prosperity through education, collaboration, and discovery, all in one place while you maintain complete autonomy of your music and music rights. So that is another big point I want to bring into everybody's attention: maintaining autonomy of your music and your music rights. Most labels, when they pick you up, you might think, oh my God, I'm signed to a label. My life is made. Nah, bro. They sign you sometimes to remove you from the market as a competition to an already existing artist on that label. If they think that you are a threat to them, they will offer a label deal to you so that then they control all aspects of your autonomy. So with Sync Together, we do not have any part in your music rights. All we take is commissions based on what aspect of your um, money making part that you've tapped into via Sync Together. Like, say for example, you uh, find a music supervisor who's looking for a song for the next MI Mission Impossible, so the trailer music needs songs, so you put the song on there, and there's always a split in commissions. It's a one-time payment, so the masters will be split according to the deal that you put forth with them. So that way, you maintain complete autonomy of your music. You can do whatever you want with it. You can sell it, you cannot sell it, you can, pitch it to other people. It's non-exclusive. And that is a huge power to musicians because we spend a lot of time making this, and then for someone to just come and take it and then not even use it in a way that resonates with the artist is very, very heartbreaking. We might end up not making any more music because our heart is broken now. So that's like one of the main highlight feature of Sing Together. We do not want to take any of your music rights. The mission statement is basically, the concept is to build an empowered community of music creators and artisans. This I came up with because a lot of people gatekeep knowledge, and gatekeeping knowledge is pretty sad, bro, especially right now because knowledge is available anywhere. But when it comes to humans, they don't want to share. And that mindset is so predated, in my opinion. The more you give, the more you can take, the more you can build a community that's just so strong at the base. The foundation for it is so incredibly beautiful that everyone can thrive. I don't believe in surviving, I believe in thriving. And this concept for me is to build a community that thrives, because I've seen so many people, including myself. I've had moments in my life where I keep opening the refrigerator for food to just appear. I'm like, dude, I need some food to eat. But, obviously, those situations have made me stronger as a human being. But I don't think being a musician needs to be frowned upon like a job that doesn't provide profit for you. The only reason it's remained that way is because the power was in the hands of other individuals, such as the record label or whoever took all the rights to your music. That's incredible. There's so many ways you can monetize your music career. It's not anymore a space that creates superstardom. Like, there's no more Michael Jacksons and no more Beyonces, right? Like, everybody can tap into that 300,000, 200,000 gross income market space, which makes it a more viable platform for people, or for parents to be like, oh, you don't have to be an engineer or a doctor. You can be a musician if you want. They will actually feel good about supporting creative kids' career, right? So for me, that's one of the main goal, creating like a cool community. Sing Together aspires to create a world where every music artist and enthusiast, regardless of background, has the support and tools needed to monetize their passion, thrive creatively, and realize their greatest potential. Core values, these are very important for me. Community, fostering human connections through sharing and collaboration is so beautiful. Some of my best works have come from collaborating with other artists and other creators, but so many people try not to do that because of fear of losing what they have. But if we create an even playing field, then that fear is gone. Empowerment, providing the resources and knowledge to achieve success. Like I said, so many independent artists are devoid. There's like a blank space when it comes to knowledge in this world as to how you can monetize your career. Equality, promoting access, representation, brown people, never mind, representation and inclusion for all. Creativity, inspiring and championing artistic passion, and creatives don't have to be frowned upon. Integrity, operating with honesty, transparency, and accountability. Honesty and transparency and accountability, these are some of the values I have in life. Like, I do not want to be involved with anyone that don't consider these their base foundation of operation. Innovation, embracing fresh ideas, new technology, and progress. Service, adding value for members through compassion and care. Next slide, please. Yes, so key features, like the many points I mentioned earlier, is to focus on education. Because I think that once an artist, a creator, is educated about all the many aspects of monetizing that they can tap into, then they're just so empowered. And that kind of loyalty, I believe, is like, Raj, when you have a degree from, I know this University of California, you have all your placards that was in the room when I came over this weekend. Oh yeah, right. It's, you are so loyal to, you feel a certain way about that community that you gained over there, even if it had sour experiences. We are so community based when it comes to the place, or loyal to the place that gave us the knowledge, that gave us that lucrative information, right? So for me, I want to do that via a virtual platform. From just to quote examples, I'm not sure if you're aware of Mind Valley.
Mind Valley, no.
Yeah, so Mind Valley is this incredible platform. It's a hub for education that is just so open-minded. It's everything that you can learn if you want to learn, but it's also opening that little open-mindedness lid on top, where they teach you about hypnosis therapy, and they teach you about lifestyle, like life coaching, and all of the different aspects of life that you need to pay attention to create a healthy foundation. It has to be all rounded, right? It's not just about study to become a computer software engineer or a doctor. You need to have those basic core values in your life to create a sense of loyalty and community. And that is a beautiful example for me to quote at this point, because that's kind of how I want to generate the education platform on Sync Together, which is through courses, workshops, panels, think licensing, marketing, monetization, and tapping into industry experts to bring all those aspects into the platform. um, Creative community forums and groups facilitate networking, partnerships, and collaborations. We spoke about that. Sync licensing job board. This is very incredible because I tap into sync licensing job boards through several libraries, music publishing libraries, right? They're the ones who I write music for. They take the catalog and then they present it to music supervisors, who are the ones who plug the song on to TV shows, then movies and stuff. But I want to bring that job board onto the platform where the music supervisors, who will be another customer on the website, can directly tap into, putting up their briefs for songs. And because the platform already has all of these musicians who know how this industry works, now they don't have to worry about the contract not being fulfilled, the work, the back work not being done, the metadata not being filled. All of the students who have studied about this will go into the next level where they can tap into the job board, which is where the gamification also comes into play, right? So this is an incredible platform for especially music supervisors, not just musicians, because it's an all-in-one space to find someone who's knowledgeable as well as creative. Monetization via premium content subscriptions, ads, transaction fees on licensing deals, affiliate programs, data sales, sync together experiences, exclusive network event sessions and showcases with key industry players, high touch value add, mobile app extends features and community engagement opportunities. Key points. Self-sustained, the platform facilitates an independent, autonomous community that is not reliant on external factors. Members have ownership and drive the value. Creative ecosystem, Sync Together fosters an interconnected community of creatives that nurture each other, an environment where artistry and ideas can organically flourish. This one, I want to just bring a little personal experience. A lot of times when we go into writing sessions into a studio, when it's there's like two types of songwriting splits, right? Okay, this is something I can educate you on maybe, and I'm very excited about it because I just recently found out. So there's called an LA split sheet and there's a Nashville split sheet. What they are is when me and my producer go into a studio, we basically have to decide what is the percentage of writing that each of us are going to get upon finishing the song. So an LA split sheet is basically you get what you give, right? Like if I only gave one line for the song, then I get something unanimously decided upon would be like 10% of the song. But a Nashville split sheet is basically you split it all evenly. If I came up with the whole song and somebody else came up with one line, we still split it 50-50. That is, depending upon the type of people that you work with, that is something that you need to always know before going into a writing session. Now, I have noticed so many creatives have no clue about all this, and then they write these songs and then the songs are gone, there's no split sheets done, and then they have no credit, there's no publishing, they just lost all the rights to the song that they just helped create. So creative ecosystem is basically trying to not take advantage of people, to like nurture each other, because now everybody has the knowledge, they cannot be taken advantage of. Support and tools to thrive. We empower members by giving them access to resources, education, connection that enable professional and creative growth. Monetize passion. Members can make a living doing what they love. The ecosystem helps convert artistry into income. Realize potential. We provide the infrastructure and opportunities for members to reach their highest ambitions. Customer segments. This is the fun part. You would think that this is just for musicians, but no, they're for musicians, composers, producers, music supervisors, videographers, because guess what? We need videos and content that needs to be created to enhance our brand. Labels, we can still provide brand deals for labels if they want to still work with us. Publishers, again, providing music that goes into publishing libraries, brands, and then other enthusiasts. Value proposition: one platform to learn, connect, access meaningful opportunities, democratizing. I can't say that word.
It's a
I'm a
hard
little
word.
dyslexic. Sometimes.
Democratizing.
Democratizing, that's insider access and knowledge to empower music creators, fostering an ecosystem for growth.
Let me ask you, customer
Mhm.
segments. If you, we talked about this, if you try to do everything for everyone, if we try to do everything, make everybody happy, nobody ends up happy. So
Right.
do you focus on the musicians? Because what I'm seeing is like usually this would be like a 10-year vision, right? Like this is what we're going to do in 10 years. Now, since we have all these AI tools, I think that you can do that in 3 to 5, this
Yeah.
whole thing, right? Granted, you have the resources to build it out. What do you start with? Like, what's the main kernel of this entire idea that if you start with it, that's your real MVP, right? And you don't even do an MVP usually is minimal viable product. What we're going to try to aim for is a minimal viable prototype, something that we
Mm.
build really quick to show people and get feedback. So, what is that kernel that provides tremendous value? Is it the education? Is it the contracting? Is it what is it?
If you ask me, I would start with the education aspect because that is what is lacking in the community, and
Mhm.
educating the musicians on all of these aspects that I was talking about will automatically propel you into the next stage.
Mhm.
So,
And
education is.
how would you? Would it be videos, articles, blogs?
Yes, so we can tap into all sorts of educational methods. We can tap into the video aspect of it. It's called, there's a name for it, which I cannot recollect right now. The one where you actually have to complete a lesson in order to open the next one, as opposed to downloading the whole course and then never really completing it. I want to
Mm,
tap into the former one, so that way we know that if you have reached the end, then you are capable to go into the next level, right? So it would be videos, it would be interactive, it would be community based, it would be blogs, obviously. And yeah, most of them would be video and written based.
gotcha. So the first prototype would be a good educational hub,
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
Because we can generate content pretty quickly, right? Whether
Yeah,
video format or written content or what have you. Find a good way to present it, and then have your musician friends go to it, go through it, give you feedback, right? Now
right,
they're probably not going to pay for that stuff because I'm sure a lot of
right.
this stuff is out there already. They just don't know about it. This is the problem with it's like my thinking. The future is all going to be through chatbots, right? You want to learn something, you can just chat with the bot. Like we're creating Haley from my other company.
Right.
You can just ask, right? And stuff that you don't understand, she'll explain to you, and you can say, "Explain to me this like I'm a 5-year old." Like I was doing this yesterday. I said, "Explain to me quantum computing like I'm a 5-year old," and she broke it down with simple terminology to explain what quantum computing is. So the
That's
same thing here.
amazing.
You can be like, "Hey, explain to me this, and this," but maybe like the initial thing is the nudge, and then they go into the chat session, and maybe at the end um, the chat bot quizzes you, right? And they
Mm,
give you a score out at the end. But I think the future is very much like interactive, text-based communication, right?
I love it because it makes so much more sense to make it interactive. Interactive, oh, like visual and visualizing and listening makes more of an imprint, at least in my brain, as opposed to always just reading, and it can get pretty mundane. So incorporating something like Haley into the educational aspect of this would tremendously be productive for anyone who signs up. And the other thing about sync music business education is it's quite funny. At this point, music as a career does not generate a lot of income, and that's the problem. That's why a lot of people don't want to get into that field. But unfortunately, the music education that's available out there is so expensive.
Mhm.
And I never understood where they get that amount from, you know. So tapping into something like this where you pay like a one-time fee and then just get all the information that's out there that you would otherwise pay thousands of dollars, which I have done myself, you know, like my course in Musicians Institute was $85,000 and it was an associate degree. Fortunately, I had a scholarship and that was it. I was the
Mhm.
only person who had the scholarship, but that was it. And that's not fair because making $85,000 every year. So providing something like this where you just tap into it, say $50 a month to get that same amount of information at your own pace, I believe is something that is not there out there.
Mhm. Yeah, 85,000 is a lot. So would you do
Yeah.
would you do like certifications or some way that if they go through the course they get something like we talk about gamification, so you can get a badge, right?
Yeah. I definitely want to bring certification into it because we are coming from an era of, you know, degrees and accolades and all of those things. So to jump into something where like, oh, you just learn and you don't get anything is in my opinion pretty not so lucrative for the ones who's taking the course.
Yeah.
So you would definitely want to, you know, provide
What if
certification
what if
just to
we did
provide value.
so you know how people, if they get a certain degree, they can add letters to the back of their name,
Oh my
right?
God, I always thought that was hilarious.
So
Like
like
you go
with
to
me,
some doctors.
I put PhD at the end of my thing because I got the doctorate. But who's the one that made that up?
PhD? Oh, hold up. You have a PhD?
Yeah, didn't you see my placards? I have one that says
I didn't
PhD.
see the PhD.
Oh, okay.
I'm so glad I didn't because I'd have been so nervous to talk to you. Oh my God, congratulations.
Thanks. I did it 10 plus years ago, over a decade ago.
Oh, right.
So,
When shit
uh,
was harder.
what? Yeah, I didn't have Haley or ChatGPT or Bard or any of these things to help me. Otherwise, I've been cranking out papers left and right at a far
Believe
faster
me,
clip.
yes.
But what if we, like, who gets to say what letters you get to put on the back of your name? And if we just said, if you finish this course, you can do comma, you know, uh, S, whatever, right? Like we give you some acronym that you can put at the back of your name. So now you're,
Right.
oh, you went to the school of hard BeatsDecoded, and now you're now you're certified.
A BD.
You put a BD at the end of your name, so that way everybody's like, oh, respect. You went to BD school.
Yeah, BD school. Oh my God, that just sounds hilarious. But yes. Yeah. Who came up with that concept anyways? Like
Let me
probably
ask Haley.
some
Hold on.
yeah, who is that? I'm sure it's some like Cambridge or one of those British systems.
Concept of putting characters at the end of your name to signify a degree. Haley is thinking.
Come on, Haley. Go Haley. Go Haley. Go Haley.
Let's see here. It's called post-nominal letters. This convention is used for centuries, and there's no single individual, and it can vary from culture, education. So I mean, we could just make that shit up ourselves. But
Yeah.
you graduate, you can do comma BD because you went to the school of
Yeah.
hard knocks, aka BeatsDecoded.
Propagate that via our 5,000 candidates who registered the first year.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
they can all have it.
BD degree. All right.
BD.
Next slide. Continue.
Yes. We are going into existing businesses. All right.
Mhm.
So there's actually one I just recently found that I missed out of here. I could talk about that one. But yeah, the businesses that exist out there right now and how we can differentiate as a new entrant is Music Bed. Most of them focus on the stock licensing, the sync licensing aspect of music, which is good, but unless you already know what you are there looking for, you have no idea what they're offering, right? So MusicBed is a stock music licensing site. um, Drawback is expensive licenses, and yeah, this is something that I have faced personally with a lot of licensing websites. Song Trader, again, it's focused more as business based. It focuses on providing service for businesses and not necessarily consumers. Again, no community, um, no educational aspects. Think Summit. I am personally, um, I have actually attended Sync Summit, so I know some of the things that they do. It's very conference based, a lot of education. I met a lot of incredible people through this event, Sync Summit, and I personally enjoy working at the Sync Summit. But again, it's not very once the conference is done, then it's done. Like you
How
go
big
home
is
with
the
that.
conference? How many people come to the conference?
It's so the last one I went to had about 300 people. Some I think his Mark is his name. They have a database of probably 2,000, 3,000 people.
Can you tap into that database?
I can definitely talk to Mark because Mark loves me and he wants to tap into the Indian market. So that is, yeah, and he's a wonderful person. He helps
So
out the community.
this would be a great partner for your business, which would be
Ah,
you are doing
okay.
the educational stuff, the online version, right? So you can offer that as a partnership where if they sign up for the conference, they get access to your Beats Decoded Sync, whatever you want to call it, right?
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
They could give you feedback, especially if you have the connect already, right?
Yeah, he does. And his market is all over the world. Like I know he is deep into the Japanese market, the Chinese market, the market that he's not too deep into yet, but still has a hold on is the Indian market, which he's mentioned that he's interested to talk about and get deeper into that world. Um, Taxi is a known name. A lot of people know, but again, it's mainly dedicated to music supervisors, not really educational. Like you have to tap into their very, very inclusive, no, very, very exclusive uh, group of people to make something out of there. Breaking into the biz, again, course learning, pre recorded, not really interactive. Um, Beat Hustle is a music business course, surface level content, not very in depth. Song Trader, again, just, oh, I put that twice. Sorry about that. Syncify, licensing and music submissions platform, limited with regards to everything else, education wise. Soundstripe, again, music stock site. Courses are not very strong. BeatStars. This is a really good website for producers. They can upload their music on there and hope to get licensed. And I actually know a lot of producers who license their beat through there, and I know a lot of artists who access beats through there. But again, no licensing or no education mainly. They do have some licensing. Banzugo is website builder for tools for musicians. I haven't personally checked this one out, but I've heard of them. The one that missed out of this is called hard drive, HRDRV. Um, hard drive is kind of also a label. They provide a lot of webinars and tools, such as if you register with them, I think it's $100 a month. You register with them, they give you access into their flyer creator, like, graphic designers who can make flyers for you, or album art for you. And they have a lot of creative aspects of music creation that you can tap into. And they also provide an insight into sync licensing. But so far, I haven't found anything very interesting. But I should include that one too, because I just recently came across that one. Differentiation opportunities comes out to being more flexible, affordable licensing deals, building the community that is stronger than all of these other businesses that's out there at this point. Um, Education, personalization, making your user profile more attributed towards what is that you are trying to be as a brand. Speed. This is me being very ambitious, because probably the speed is slow with the other businesses for a reason. I am not personally aware of it, but I'm hoping that it can be decoded. Licensing platform, rights management. Again, once the education is strong, these aspects are going to be so strong, which is what is lacking in the industry. Distribution, monetization tools for artists, website builder, and tools for musicians. To summarize, focus on value, experience, and relationship to stand out versus competitors. Offer end-to-end solutions that go beyond just one part of the workflow.
So let me ask you
Next,
about
please. Yes.
I think we'll stop on the presentation there. We'll do the other half the next. So we're doing this every Tuesday, 10 o'clock a.m.
Yes.
EST. So we'll continue with the rest of the presentation. We're already 46 minutes in. So here's what I was going to suggest. So the first, we call these research spikes, right? We're going to research some certain things and try to do an experiment. So one thing, you should reach out to Mark from Sync Summit, tell him about the idea. You're going to focus on the educational aspect. In fact, I would give away education. You should just give it away for free and use that as a way to collect people so that you can then transition them over to the licensing stuff. So don't charge for education. That should just be free. Try to do it based off a chat-based interactive thing where you have, not necessarily like something like Haley, come up with a name for this bot, right? That knows about sync. In fact, I think like if I ask Haley now, tell me about sync licensing, you can use the same underlying technology to create a bot that is just focused on music that you can have a talk about. So wait for a respond. Let me share this screen. Present. Okay, so here's where I was asking questions before. So here, asking about sync licensing. Several steps involve identification, clearance, negotiation, license agreement, royalties, and payments. So here I can like dive into things with her, right? It's like, tell me more about the clearance for sync licensing. And then if I want to dive into things, I can have that discussion back and forth to understand stuff better, right? And then maybe at the end, we have the bot quiz that person and then give a score. So they go through a bunch of different things, the chat-based interface where it's more of like you have a personalized tutor.
Yeah,
right?
I
that
love
you can
that.
interact with and dive into understand things better. So here I asked to now she's diving into clearances, right? Right holding, negotiation, license agreement, royalties and fees, copyright considerations, music. And I can dive into that. So I can dive into the stuff that I feel like is important. maybe ignore some other stuff, but then I get quizzed at the end to find out, oh, I should have learned more about whatever.
Yeah.
So I would say go talk to Mark, right? Get to see like, hey, I'm thinking about doing a chat-based, interactive, like personalized tutor about, sync licensing, right? And get that feedback going. And maybe the next one we try to actually hack together a little chatbot ourselves, and we'll use
Ooh,
the code.
I have no idea how to do that, but that sounds absolutely interesting.
With AI, anything's possible. With God and AI, anything's possible. So
With God and AI, yes. I like that. So let me just write that down. Chat-based, personalized, interactive chat like bot.
and the other thing I want you to do is go on one of these AI creating website tools. Like Wix came out with one, but there's a lot of them out there. Durable.co. There's a bunch of them that you just give it a prompt and make you the website.
Okay.
So go and create a website in like 5 minutes.
Ah, that's so nerve-wracking, but yes, I'll do that.
And then maybe when after you figure that out, in the next podcast we show how easy it is to make your own website.
Okay.
So
Okay, yes.
Take notes, and then we'll teach everybody that's watching how do you make an easy website that costs you $10, $20, $30 a month to run. And this would usually cost you hundreds of dollars, and now it's become super cheap to do. So we'll go through step by step, and we're just going to build this business out slowly but surely. Maybe we go the route of trying to find funding. Maybe we find that it's easy enough to just do it ourselves, that we don't need anybody to pitch in funding, and that we can, with a small amount of funds, do it ourselves.
I love that. Thank you so much, Raj. This has been incredibly insightful.
All right. And then make sure to share this with your friends so they watch it and they give you feedback.
Okay, so that's the question I was actually coming to. So once this is recorded, I'm guessing that you get
It's streaming live right now.
But we don't have an audience, right?
This is all, no one's watching right now, but everybody that's on your channel will also go to them right now.
Oh, shit.
Surprise, it's live.
I had no idea. Okay, that makes sense. I was like, why do you want my YouTube?
Yeah, this is on your channel right now. So if you go to your channel, you'll see BeatsDecoded first podcast. It's on there. So you share this with them, get your friends to get feedback. So they'll watch the first half of the presentation and then give you the ideas, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna land and expand.
I love it. Oh my God. I feel like such a pro.
And so if you're watching this and you're not already subscribed to the channel, in the bottom, let's see here, we always point. So right behind, underneath Suvi, there's some buttons. There's a subscribe button. There's a like button. Maybe that's under me. Someone down here. Hit those buttons and then follow the journey.
Yes, and then watch our journey as we sprout into this beautiful garden of community building for musicians. Yep. Wow, I just came up with that. That's crazy. I must be a chatbot.
All right. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you. Bye.